welcome. I'm Izzy at Minerva. We're continuing our trouser fitting series today, looking at common fit issues and how to resolve them. So in today's video, we are looking at the full tummy or prominent belly alteration. Now, as you can see in the image next to me, what you're going to see if you need this alteration is drag lines coming out from the tummy. So the tummy is kind of pushing the calico further forward than it wants to be sitting. And then effectively you've got drag lines coming out. Now remember, if we've got horizontal drag lines, that means we need more fabric as a rule of thumb. If we've got vertical lines, it means we need to reduce the amount of fabric in our toile. So because the lines are radiating from the tummy and coming out, they can also be coming slightly down towards the hips and up as well towards the waist. All of those sort of lines indicate that we need volume in that area. So let's take a look together at how to do that. It is a reasonably straightforward alteration and one that is incredibly useful, so really good to have a little look and learn how to do it together. In today's video, I am styling our Minerva exclusive Tropic Days viscose chalet fabric, and it is in the Friday Pattern Company's patina blouse pattern. We'll link those two products below the video so that you can easily see them and make your own version if you want to. Okay, so to start off with, we're just going to redraw the center line of the dart, making sure that we are running it all the way down to the bottom down here. It's going to just give us a little bit of help in a minute. And then using that as a reference, we're just going to draw a line that is perpendicular to the line we just drew and cuts along the base of the dart. Obviously I'm using a fat marker pen, but you should be using a nice sharp pencil at home. Okay, we also then just want to draw a diagonal line from the waist and side seam point down to the line we just drew. Excellent. Okay, we're going to cut along those lines now as shown. We want to leave a pivot point up here and another pivot point here, so it is some careful cutting that we are about to be doing. At this point, you then need to decide how much volume you want to add in around the centre front line in order to create extra volume for the tummy. So we don't really want to be making really big changes. We want to be making incremental small changes so that we can really see the effect of what's happening, and so we don't overdo it in any case. So I'm just going to add 1 centimetre to start off with. Obviously at home you're going to be able to ascertain if the change that you need is going to be big or if it's just kind of like a bit of a minor change, and consequently the change that you want to put in, you may only need to increase the volume by 0.5 centimetre, or it may be 2 or 3 centimetres. So let's take a look at this, assuming a 1 centimetre change. Okay, so we've cut out the block and we've got a little pivot point up here. I'm just going to move that out of the way, and I'm going to draw a line that is parallel to that straight line that we just drew there, and it's going to be 1 centimetre away from that line. Okay, so what we want to do then is just move this top one back so that it aligns with that 1 centimetre line at this point, and so it sits nice and flat on there. And then just sellotape that in place. So we've pivoted at this point and we've pivoted at that point. What's happened here is the dart has got bigger, and down here we've added in effectively volume coming in from here and across there, and in a minute you'll see we've also added in volume at that point too. So all of those changes that we've made are all giving volume into the front. Now our centre front line here wasn't running like perpendicular to our straight sort of hip line or knee line. It was on a curve anyway. You can see here it was on a slight curve, kind of going that way, tilted that way. Effectively, what we want to do is to add in a bit of a curve at this point. Something like that. So what that's doing is keeping the waist the same, because the dart is increased there, and we'll be taking that out, be sewing that out when we sew it together. The waist has stayed the same, and the centre front is curved around a bit. We still kept the crotch at the same proportion as it always has been, because that was not a fit concern. It's just this top bit up here, isn't it, with our belly and our tummy, that just needed to have a bit more width across that way, which it's now got, and also a little bit of length across the tummy that way to counteract the curve that we have going on there. So fundamentally, that is the change that you need to do. Our new block line is exactly the same down at the bottom, follows our new green curve line here. It's curved out up to the waist, our dart has got bigger, and then down here it just follows the same side seam as it always did. So not overly complex, a little bit interesting, but a really straightforward process in terms of adding that volume in that you need to make that fit adjustment. I hope you found that really helpful, and as you continue with your fit journey for your trousers, that's just ironed out one of those fit alterations that you may need at home. So please do subscribe to our channel, because there's lots of great content here. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you next time as we continue to look at trouser fit, and then we're going to be moving on in a couple of weeks to look at how to make different shapes of trousers using a basic block once you've got it beautifully fitted. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.